Everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today I thought I'd take a different take on a video and tell a bit about my history of how I got into trading, what I've learned along the way and what I'm hoping to learn in the future. So I came into trading in 2008. Now the whole story behind that was I was an IT professional working in sort of technical things and project management jobs at the time, and every Sunday morning would go to a Waterstones, a bookshop, go and look at some of the magazines, read some of the books, get a Starbucks coffee. And I always ended up looking in the IT section. What was the new thing I was going to learn and study? And that particular day I turned around and that was the finance and business section. And I just picked up a book by random chance called The Naked Trader and just started reading a bit about it. I thought, okay, I'm going to buy this one and that's the book I'm going to read. And it was a fantastic book. It really opened my eyes onto trading, investing around stocks and shares. And I started reading that one and literally within a few days I'd finished it and I thought, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to become an investor. So I pretty much followed the exact path that was laid out in the book. I set myself up a shares ISA. I'm able to buy and sell shares tax-free. I invested some money in there. I was buying some shares and realized that I was absolutely useless at it. Whatever I bought just didn't go up. It just kept on going down and was static. And I just really didn't enjoy the slow pace of shares, stocks and shares. So I started looking at other trading things. I got so hooked on it. I was buying books almost on a weekly basis, just reading everything and consuming everything. At the time there wasn't too much on the internet, but there was a good selection of books and there's still fantastic books out there. That's how I learned my skill and my trade. Now there's one particular day I was going to work and in the morning I just started some spread betting and randomly placed a sell order on oil. And that was the point in 2008 where oil was hitting all-time highs of $150, $160 a barrel, and everyone kept just saying it's going to go up and up and up. But I sold it that day for no reason whatsoever because I had no idea what I was doing. By the time I got to work, I wasn't able to check my phone, but when I got there, the price of oil had dropped by about $5 or $6 a barrel, and I was nearly £1,000 in profit. And I thought, this is the way to go. I'm now a genius trader. I can make a fortune. And it'd be no surprise to everybody that over the next course of the week, I traded that almost on a daily basis and gave every single penny of it back to the broker. Now I think that's a fairly common story. A lot of people go through depositing money into broker accounts and blowing those up pretty quickly, learning and learning again, keep blowing accounts up. Luckily I didn't blow the account. I managed to learn from that, just kept reading books, trial and error, and started to build up my technique and my confidence in trading. I went on as many free trading days as I could find, any free seminars. And at the time in London, a lot of the brokers and all the trade desks were actually doing some almost like come and have a look around. So I actually met a lot of people there, saw how it all worked and got a lot of knowledge from it as well. Opportunity rose in 2009, where I actually gave up work and became a full-time trader. I packed up the house I was living in, moved down to the beach, got rid of all of the luxuries I didn't need. I didn't need a gym membership. I didn't need all of the luxuries I'd had in a previous role because I was obviously not got a permanent income, and I traded every single day and was actually very successful at it. And for 2 years I was a full-time trader and actually made some good money. It sustained the lifestyle and actually had a great time doing it. But towards the end it was getting really hard to try and get motivated to keep looking at the charts on a daily basis, being sort of isolated, not having that community around to try and help out, sort of bounce ideas off. And that's where obviously 2009, 2010, social media was starting to become more apparent and starting to become more of a productive tool, but it wasn't quite there yet. So again, felt so isolated that towards the end of 2010, went back to work, decided I'd had enough being a full-time trader and I wanted to have some interaction, some social life, and just get a wage for doing not a lot of work. So at that point moved up to London, had a fantastic time for about 5 years, really enjoyed the social aspect, going out, enjoyed the work, it was all fantastic. But at that time sort of realised that wanted to get away from that again. I was sort of having enough, and although I was trading at certain points throughout that period of time, wasn't with a significant size account and really wasn't doing much with it. It was almost a case of trade for a month and then use the money to go away for a weekend or a small holiday, go out for dinner or those sort of things, have the extra luxuries you could have that can be afforded by trading and put a bit of time into. But throughout sort of 2015, 2016, really started to believe I wanted to buy a house and move out of London. So all of the spare money I had, which obviously a lot of the money for the deposit, I put into trading as well, and traded that to a point where I actually had a much bigger deposit and able to buy a much nicer house. And that was the dream at the time. Unfortunately, in 2016, as the house purchase was going through, I got caught out slightly on the flash crash on the British pound, where pretty much price dropped around about midnight by almost 10%, literally fell through the floor. And although I had a stop loss in place, unfortunately, because there's no liquidity in the market and the volume just wasn't there, the broker couldn't get me out. I ended up having to take a massive loss, got significantly gapped on that stop loss. So again, lessons learned from that one. Even if you have a stop loss in place, you are still at risk of losing significant amounts of money. Again, bit of a step back, but I wasn't too deterred from that one, and managed to get the house and move away from London into a much nicer place, and that's where I've been ever since. But in the back of my mind, I always wanted to get out of the kind of the work model, the whole 9-to-5 cycle, and totally believe that trading is the way forward, as well as investing and passive income. So around about 2017, 2018, really started to put that plan into place. But every time I'd get enough money to sustain a full-time trading career, because you need to be well funded and well capitalized, because any month of a drawdown or no money coming in, the mortgage can't be paid, the bills can't be paid, and soon you know it, you're evicted out and you're out on the street with nothing to do. So I really want to have that sort of capital in place. But every time I got to a point where I'd have it, my jobs would finish. I end up with a 3, 4, 5 month layoff. And as we know, they are not cheap. You've got to keep paying the bills. So my capital would diminish back down again, start another job, get back going, and it just wasn't able to get where I needed to be. Yes, I was trading on the side and still making some gains, but again, not enough to really compound to get to the point where I needed to be to actually sustain a full-time trading career. And that's where I came into prop trading. Really, I was just scanning through YouTube, looking for all trading ideas, sort of looking to how I could develop some automated systems, some expert advisors, and just stumbled upon FTMO as a prop firm. And it really started to sort of, alarm bells started to ring at that point, thinking this could actually be feasible and possible. So around about 2020 or so, obviously when the pandemic started to come in, that's when I really started to focus on working with prop firms. That was going to be my dream and my big ambition to get where I needed to be. Again, needed to go back and re-study everything I'd learned previously, because though I was sort of trading in certain styles, it wasn't really how I wanted to trade with prop firms to have more consistent results. So again, had to hit the books, had to hit YouTube, had to hit all of the study sources to absorb as much as possible. I think it's one of the things that a lot of people may or may not do. They probably don't absorb knowledge across the whole spectrum. Now, we get focused on one particular idea or one concept, and that's what we believe is all that trading is about. Reality is it's about a whole spectrum of things. And for me, it was great to have a whole diversification of education, from value investing to scalping, swing trading, the whole range of what people do on a daily basis to be able to earn money, and try to apply that to my trading career. Now I'm at a point now where I've got funded with several prop firms and taking good payments out of that one, but still not a point where I'm confident enough to actually give up my 9-to-5 job and go full time. It might happen in the next 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, I'm not quite sure at the moment. But again, running beside that in parallel, really trying to build up that passive income. It's really underestimated, and I never really saw the power of it until the past year, and how we can actually use some of the funds we have to start auto-generating additional income for trading and sustaining that additional lifestyle. But I 100% believe totally that trading is a sustainable business, is a sustainable income if you treat it in the right way. And I think a lot of people don't do that. They just see the flash side of it, the $100,000 account going up to $150,000, blowing all the money and then going back to starting again. It's not that. It's definitely not that for me. It's continued sustained growth over a period of time to be able to sustain a lifestyle and not have to be a slave to the system of the 9-to-5 work, and ultimately getting to a point in your life where you have to rely on the state for a pension and just having not a very good quality of life. It's about enjoying everything out there and just, yeah, exploring what the world has to offer, because there's so much out there. And for me, the next 6 months and 9 months are going to be massively influential and positive in my life, and that's going to really bring on the actual gains and sustain this for a long, long time. I'm not going to be in the same situation I was last time, where I go full-time trading and give up after 2 years. Obviously, that's lifestyle's different from what it was then, and it's going to definitely be a much better ride. So I hope you enjoyed today's quick video about some of my history and my thoughts on trading, and I'll catch you all again soon. Cheers.